make sure that I wasn't in the wrong. And okay, I just got done with the gym. I like to get it done and over with in the morning just because for this semester all my classes end super late, like in the evening, like around 7 or 10. And I'm just like way too tired to go to the gym after that. I'm just so drained after my classes. So I like to get that done and over with in the morning. And now it's like 7:40, so I'm gonna go back upstairs and get ready to go to class. Okay, I just got out of my shower, so now I'm gonna quickly do my skincare and my makeup so that I can get ready for school. So I was looking back on my YouTube channel and I realized the last time I posted was like 3 to 4 months ago, and I didn't realize how long it'd been, but I didn't mean to not post for that long. I had planned to post in January, but then a lot of stuff happened, which I'll tell you guys. But basically I made this like whole video on like how I prep for a new semester, because this is like my last semester in university, and I was going to post that early January, but then well, the first thing that happened to me was that I got into a car accident. It was only a minor car accident, so it wasn't bad at all, but it was my first car accident, so then it really threw me into shambles. I was like, just my mind was all over the place during January. But basically what happened was that I was carpooling to my friend's house, because we do that every Monday so we can go to class together, because we have the exact same class on Monday, which is from like 5:30 to I think like 9:50, something like that, because it has a lecture and a lab. And basically I just got off the highway and I was getting onto the road that like takes me to my friend's house, and there were like 3 lanes on the road, and I merged into the very farthest left lane. And keep in mind, all 3 lanes are like forward lanes. They weren't like right turn lanes or anything like that. But then like I wanted to change lanes to the middle lane just because I noticed that I needed to take another exit to the right a little after. So I was like, oh, I might as well change lanes right now, because I shoulder checked and I made sure no other cars were there. And literally like it was empty. Like the middle lane was completely empty. No cars were going. Sorry, that's my cat if you guys can hear. No cars were driving in the middle lane. So I turned on my blinker, I shoulder checked, all good. And then as I'm merging into the lane, some bozo, like some pickup truck, decides to also merge in that lane, like last minute with me. But the thing is, I was already in the lane way before him. Like I had my blinker on and I was already like three-fourths of the way into the lane. And then that's when I noticed his pickup truck merging into the middle lane from my passenger window side, and I like slammed my brakes because I didn't want to hit him, and I honked. And if he had just, you know, acknowledged that and stopped his car, we wouldn't have hit each other. But no, he decided to accelerate even further, which ended up hitting my car and like denting it and scratching it. And guys, the worst part is that his car had no damage. It was just mine. My car got dented and it got scratched. But anyways, he hits me, right? And I'm like, okay, well, I just got into an accident. I'm already freaking out, like, by myself in my car. But then, like, this dude doesn't stop after he hits me. He literally just keeps driving forward. And, like, luckily, the intersection that I got into an accident in, it was still, like, the light was still green. So I chased after him, and, like, I kept honking my car and everything, and he still wouldn't pull over or anything. So then, like, I merged lanes again to the farthest right, because he was in the middle lane with me. And, like, I pulled up next to him, and I, like, rolled down my window, and I was like, dude, like, you just hit my car, like, pull over. And at first he ignores me, and I keep honking. I probably look like a maniac right now, or back then. But I was, like, honking and, like, yelling at him. I was like, dude, like, pull over, like, right now. You literally just hit my car. And then he looks over, and he's like, oh, wait, I already put this on. And then he looks over, and he's like, oh, like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. It's like, you didn't know? Like, buddy, your car literally bounced off of mine, and it made a huge noise. Like, you didn't hear the impact? Like, you didn't know? But anyways, like, that already pissed me off. It's like, and I'm like, shaking. I don't know why. I guess, like, because it was my first car accident, and just, like, didn't know what to do. So we pull over to Petro Canada, like some gas station. And then I get out of my car and I'm like, hey, like, you know, you hit my car. And I told him what happened. And the first thing he asked me is like, do you have recording of that? Like, is your car recording? Because I have a Tesla. And I was like, yeah, I have it all recorded on my car. And then, oh, sorry, hold on. Okay, my cats were like playing with each other and I thought they were fighting, but no, they're just playing. But yeah, he was like, oh, do you have like recording of that in your car? And I was like, yeah, I do. And then I'm like, can I have your driver's license? Because we got into an accident, so we need to exchange our info and stuff. And then he hands it over to me. And then after that, he's like, I don't know why you're being so hostile. And I was like, what do you mean hostile? Like, where exactly have I been hostile towards you? And then he would always be like, oh, well, I don't know, like, you know, it's just your attitude. Like, you're being really hostile towards me. And I was like, buddy, well, no, I didn't say buddy, but I was like, dude, like, how exactly am I being hostile? And I kept asking him that because I was like, you know, you're making a claim about me that isn't true, and I don't know what you're trying to do right now. But I was like, literally explain where in our conversation where I was being hostile towards you. And anytime I would say that, he would be like, no, it's fine, it's all good, it's like, it's whatever, but you're still being hostile. And I was just like, what are you even talking about? Like, what are you trying to gain out of this conversation? All I did was ask for your driver's license, and I told you that I have a recording of this car accident, and I told you how you hit my car. That's literally all I did. I never, like, cussed him out. I never, like, swore at him or anything. The only time I yelled at him was literally on the road when he wouldn't pull over. But yeah, after that, I literally kept saying that, and then he would repeat the same thing over and over. He'd be like, oh, like, I don't know what you're talking about, like, and then he'd be like, oh, no, it's totally fine. You know, everything's fine, whatever. And then at the end, he'd be like, oh, but you're still being hostile. Like, I don't know what he was on. But then I just rolled my eyes. I was like, okay, whatever. Like, this conversation isn't going anywhere, and I have all his info. And then I'm like, okay, whatever. I was like, I'm gonna submit this to ICBC. And he's like, yeah, so will I. And I was like, okay, fine, go for it. And then he's like looking at his car, and he's like, there seems to be no damage on my car. And I was like, oh, like, I was like, yeah, I guess not. Like, good for you. And then he's like basically trying to accuse me. I don't know what he was trying to do, but he was like, yeah, I don't see any damage on my car. Like, I don't really know how this happened. And I knew where this was going. He was probably gonna say like, oh, I didn't hit your car and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what, like, I got it on footage. I'm just gonna submit this to ICBC, and we're just gonna have the insurance deal with it. And then I just left. But oh my gosh. But yeah, that was like my worst day ever, because I don't know what it was. Like, it was literally such a minor car accident, but even though it was minor, it like affected me so much. Like, I was like shaking and I was crying, and then like my friend called me because she was like, oh, hey, like, are you close, like, are you almost here, because we have to go to class. And then I was just like, oh no, like, I got into an accident. And then I don't know what happened. Like, I wasn't even crying when I was talking to that dude. But then, like, once my friends called and, like, I was trying to explain what happened, like, I literally just lost it and I started crying. And it was kind of embarrassing, but yeah, that happened. And then, you know, everyone saw the footage, like, all my friends, like, my family, everyone saw it. I even showed, like, people in my class. I was like, literally, look what happened. Because, like, I wanted reassurance to, like, make sure that I wasn't in the wrong. And like, I've rewatched it so many times, and I still don't think I'm in the wrong, you know, because I was literally already in the lane. I had my blinker on, I like shoulder checked and everything, and I have footage of that. Oh, but you know, a week later, after I submit the claim to ICBC, they tell me, the guy you got into an accident with, He also submitted the claim, and he said that he was in the lane first, and I was like, okay, well, I have footage of him not being in the lane first. So I was like, wasn't too concerned about that. That was until my insurance decided to like conclude like the fault percentages, because like you can either be at like 90% fault and like the other person will be like 10% fault or something like that. Honestly, I was expecting like him to be at 100% fault, or I was even thinking, okay, maybe like they might pin it down on me too, and like I could be like 20% at fault and he would be 80%. But no, you know what they did? They did 50-50. I like 50-50. I literally was in the lane first, but they still considered it 50-50. And I literally contacted them and I was like, why is it 50-50? I don't get it. Like, I literally was in the right. Like, I don't understand why it's 50-50. And then they're like, oh, well, you know, it's just that you guys were both changing lanes, but there was only like a second difference. That's why it was 50-50. And I don't know, like I feel really bad for the worker because she was like really nice and she's not the one who like came up with the conclusion, but I started like bawling my eyes out in the car. I was like crying. I was crying as if I like lost a child or something. I was like, how could you do this to me? I was like, I really didn't do anything. Like, I don't understand like the results of that. And they're like, no, it's totally fine. You can dispute it. But I was like, you know, like what's the guarantee in disputing that? Like, what if they say the exact same thing? But, yeah, that all happened on January 10th, and I have not recovered since. I still cannot look on the right side of my car because that's where the dent and scratch is, and I can't look at it. And I still need to get my car fixed too, and I can't get myself to literally like call an auto body shop and just do that. I don't know. I just don't even want to relive that moment, but it's getting better, but it was just a lot. But that is one of the reasons why that I did not post at all during January. I still posted stuff on my TikTok because it was just easy because I don't have to talk or anything. But I knew like for YouTube, it's like, okay, well I have to talk, and like I just couldn't bring myself together to talk because I knew I would probably cry. But other than like bad news, a good thing that happened to me was that we got a new cat. I don't know if you can see her anymore. Oh, you guys can see her. She's like right there under my desk. We got a new cat. Her name was Yogurt, but I think we might rename her because my first cat is named Basil, and we were like, oh, like Bella and Basil would be so cute. And I was like, yeah, I think so too. So we might rename her Bella, but we'll see. But yeah, okay. I'm like done my makeup. Oh, actually, okay, I usually put on mascara, but because I'm gonna be at campus till like 9:50 today, I just don't really feel like putting on mascara, and I hate makeup that doesn't have mascara on, but I didn't really put on too much like foundation. It was just like a tinted moisturizer, so it doesn't look too bad, and I curled my lashes, so I think this is good. But yeah, now I'm gonna go change because I have like my top on, but I'm still wearing my pajama bottoms because they were just comfier than what I wanted to wear for school. I'm always late for school because she likes to cuddle with me every morning. She likes to sit on my lap while I do my makeup and everything. She just likes to chill here and she never likes to get off. Isn't that right, Bella? Bella!